All available experts, please report to room A9.
Hello guys, Exeter here, and welcome to Karnaugh Map. I had already covered this module before, but I made a few mistakes. So this is a tutorial to correct some of the mistakes I made in the first version of this video. So, here's what the module will look like. There will be these labels on the top and down the side, with the numbers 1, 2 at the top and 3, 4 down the side. And our aim is to describe this diagram where all the ones are, using certain groups. But there are some rules for what these groups can be, and this is what I got wrong the first time. The groups have side lengths that are a power of 2, that being 1, 2, or 4, and both sides have to be a power of 2. So a rectangle of, say, 3 and 2 isn't fine because 3 isn't a power of 4, power of 2 even. 3 isn't a power of 2, so we can just describe everything with this rectangle here. Zeros cannot appear in the groups no matter what, but asterisks can. So, let's get started. I've corrected everything I got wrong the first time, there basically. The two things I got wrong was you can include asterisks, and both side lengths have to be powers of 2. So for this one, we can't get all 3 of these ones in one go. However, we can get these 3 ones in one go by using the 2x4 rectangle like this.
All personnel,
and you can see it only contains stars in between. So, how do we describe this rectangle? Well, 2x4 rectangle, or just any rectangle, is just described by what is similar between all of the squares. A single square can be described by just where it is in the diagram, but for this rectangle that we want to use here, let's look at each of the labels. So, since this spans the entire way down, nothing will stay the same between 3s and 4s, since it will include 3 bar, 4 bar, and regular 3 and 4. So we can completely ignore this column for it. But with the columns here, a normal 2 is the same between both of them. So we can describe this entire rectangle here with just 2. And then we press the S button to add a plus. To submit, we will press this button twice. And to delete any input, we press the D button. So we'll add a plus, and we only have this one left, which we can describe as either this square or this square and the one below it. Both of them would end up being the same result. Let's go for describing the rectangle just to show that. So in this case, since 1 bar, 2 bar is the same between both, we can use that as the... We can type that in already, which is typing 1 twice, then 2 twice. And then what's similar between these two, for the 1 and the star here, which is just the 3 bar, because 4 and 4 bar is different between these two. So it's 3 bar. If you input a valid way to describe where all the ones are, and you press submit, you get some module. Let's do another example. So in this case, we can't use our trick we used last time, because there are zeros in the way. So in this case, we could describe this rectangle here, and this one by itself. Let's do this rectangle here. 3 and 4 is similar between 2 of them, but we're going to leave that to keep it in numerical order. So let's see. What's similar between these two? It is the regular 2 on both of them. The 1 is different. So we're going to start with 2. And then, since 3 bar 4 bar is the same between both of these, we can put 3 bar 4 bar, which is 3 3 4 4. So we describe these two ones here. Now let's describe this one by itself which we will just put in its coordinate 1 bar 2, 3 4 bar, and submit. And we get another module. We can, in this final one, we can use 2 rectangles here, 2 2x1s to be exact. We can't use like a 3x2 here because, like I mentioned, 3 isn't a power of 2, so we can't use that as a side length. So to describe this rectangle here, we find what is similar between both parts. So for this, it's just going to be the header because it's the same column. But for the row, it's going to be the 3 bars. So that's these 2 ones taken care of. Let's do something different here. Let's go for this square. This square will we only need 2 values to describe it. For the columns, the thing that stays the same is 1 bar. And for the rows, the thing that stays the same, similar to this one, is 3 bars. So we've described where the ones are again without including any zeros, but including some rogue stars. So if it accurately represents where the ones are in some way, we press submit, and we get another module. So that was Karnaugh Map. I think I've corrected everything I got wrong the first time. But just some extra clarifications. Groups can wrap around the map. So you can sort of go off the side of the map like this. Groups can contain only stars though. So containing a cell can be used in multiple groups. Okay, groups can overlap. Groups can wrap around, and this is how I described it. And this is describing what you can't do. You can't have non-power 2 side lengths. You can't have zeros in it, and you can't have a group that's just stars. So I think I've got everything now. And there's actually a sort of side thing of if there are no zeros on the map, one of the solutions is to submit true for the entire map. So effectively you have a series rating that covers the entire map. And if there's no ones, you just submit when the screen is empty. Anyway, hopefully Karnaugh Map makes a bit more sense now, and hopefully I've corrected everything I got wrong the first time. And I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. I'll see you later.